looking kind of hairy. Pretty hairy guy. I'm Polish, Irish, and Spanish, and a little German too. So I have a pretty hairy guy, even on my forearms. I was thinking about making a part 2 to the past video I made. I talked about preparing to lose your life and for righteousness' sake, for God. And at the same time too, in my spirit, there's always light, sometimes we forget that we are on a path towards the light, so we don't have to be dark, because think about it, people, even in this community, spiritual community of Christian community, there's so much darkness that we've all talked about for good reason, right? But think about how much joy we also have, and in the Bible it talks about, what does that verse say? It was the one where I think it is God didn't send his son into the world to condemn the world, but to save it. So I spoke on, being unequally yoked of unbelievers, and we shouldn't be unequally yoked of unbelievers. But at the same time, too, there could be people that are unaware, that have big hearts, that are curious and want to know the gospel and want to know about Jesus. In that situation, yeah, by all means, yeah, share, gain a friendship, fellowship, gain planting seeds in people, Like I said, in the Bible, God didn't send his son into the world to condemn the world, but to save it. So we're called to evangelize, preach to people, tell them about Christ. And so we're not totally going to be cutting people off just because they're not exactly on our path or on our level. No, we're there to show love, compassion, and to educate them, and to make new, like I said, evangelize, make new followers of Christ. Because a lot of people speak on a lot of the negativity, and but there's so much good in the world too, so much light. My glasses are getting kind of fogged up. Hold on. Much better. But yeah, just planting those seeds in people and helping them out. I was watching this show called Highway to Heaven. Takes place of actor Michael Landon. Most of y'all probably never heard of him, but he's like an angel in his assignment. He looks like a human like us, but his assignment is to drive around with this guy who's kind of born again Christian, but they travel in the car to different parts of the country. And the show's called Highway to Heaven, and each episode talks about, maybe they visit someone that's handicapped, that has no legs. Other episodes revolve around parents losing children and kids with cancer. And it's a TV show, but it's interesting, makes you think too, because there's good people too, and sharing the gospel, helping out people. We're also called to do that. So there's a time and place for isolation and growth, but we need to go out in the world and live by example. I've heard a sermon about 3 months ago. I was at a church. At the end, he says, go out and live by example, and to preach and tell people good news about Jesus, like what Christ gave his apostles, disciples to do. Anyway, about the show, I highly recommend it, Highway to Heaven. He's an angel, and he helps people out. He has an assignment to guide people closer to God, and it's really old. It's from 1981, so before I was born. It's more like my parents' generation. But it's really cool doing that. Like, if it fulfills me more, like going out and helping people, living by example, then I enjoy making videos too. But we got to have that balance. We need both, you know, because you can't be making YouTube videos and just not be living by that example, you know. Because Jesus said, love others as I loved you. And are most people loving others? Well, seems not so, but I don't know their hearts, but we're called to do that, guys. And it's, if you're called to go out and preach and to even this acts of charity, helping people out, that's cool to see. But guys, keep that in mind. And yeah, because I don't like that heavy darkness of just, like, there's just so much, there's a little bit of negativity in this community of people just kind of, you can just kind of tell. And it's a beautiful thing, people sharing their testimonies, finding light. But remember, we're the light of the world. We're not the dark in the world. Remember? Guys, peace. Take care.